Hello, hello, and hello to all of my Geminis, and happy birthday to all of my Geminis. Hopefully, you all are having a fantastic weekend and enjoying the full moon. All right, Geminis, we're going to get right into it. Every Sunday there's questions. This video is for the 4th. So even if you're seeing it on the 3rd, this video is for the 4th of June through the 4th of July. Let's get into it. Let's see what your cards have to say. I'm talking to you if you have Gemini anywhere in your birth chart. Let's start out with the questions and get you prepared for this week, right? If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. Welcome back. There used to be a show called Welcome Back years ago. So, welcome back. If you are coming back, every Sunday we have questions in preparation for the next major moon phase. So right now we're still in the full moon phase, full moon in Sagittarius. And so after the full moon, you're sitting in the full moon for a couple of days until it's like almost like, starts to wane. Then you go towards the waning gibbous moon because you're winding down to close out the cycle. And then you go to the last moon phase, which is, called the third quarter moon phase or the last moon phase. So right now you can still do your rituals if you want to. Some of the rituals that people do during full moon is divination. They cleanse and charge their tools under the moonlight. They make protective amulets. They cleanse and charge their crystals in the moonlight. They make moon water to drink. Some people also harvest herbs during this time. Full moon will either energize you, depending on what you're focused on, depending on what your energy is focused on. It'll either supercharge you or you'll feel drained and worn out depending on what you're focused on. So it's always best to stay in your purpose because, again, life happens. People lose loved ones. People lose jobs. People are and the reason I say that is because of this card right here. Somebody has a lot of ancestors around them. So Ten of Swords is you could have experienced a lot of pain in your life where you feel like you're by yourself. Could have been a black sheep in the family. Could have lost a lot of loved ones. Whatever it is, somebody is still standing with all the swords that were supposed to cut you down. You're still standing, and you have a lot of people a lot of energies on the other side that's helping you. So here we have the Queen of Cups. So Source is saying, be compassionate towards the energies that you left behind. People talking negatively about you, running smear campaigns, all of that. Because what Source wants you to do is recognize that no matter how much came up against you, guess what? You're still standing. So now it's time to thrive. You don't have to be in survival mode. So take the time that you need to just really heal from all these sword wounds. And so here we go. We have the Ten of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and also the Knight of Wands. So right now, because there's so much emotion surrounding loss of loved ones, surrounding maybe loss of a job or ending of cycles. Let me just say that, end of life cycles, because all energy has a life cycle, right? So whatever it is, there's even some energies from your past that may try to resurface. Maybe there's some energies from your past that are trying to resurface, and Source is saying, even in your darkest hour, do not let anything from the past. Be very careful about that, because people like to come back when you're entering into a new phase of your life, hoping that unfortunately, that's the time when some people prey on you, when you're going through some things. So Source is trying to tell you, stay as far away from or create such firm boundaries that you know that the people around you really have your best interest at heart, Gemini. And so a death is not just a physical death, it's also just a death of energy in your universe, right? You've closed off your universe. So like I said before, it could have been end of a friendship, a long-term friendship that you just feel devastated by. Whatever is ended, Source is saying to you, you're about to beginning a new chapter of your life. Oh boy, here we go. Eight of Cups, Five of Swords, Ace of Swords, Queen of Swords, Eight of Swords, and also King of Swords. All right. We want to be real careful, coming out of some things. This is a lot of sword energy, meaning there's a lot of thinking, right? Coming out of some things. Here we have the Eight of Swords, because the overthinking about clouding your mind up with so much can, to some degree, hinder you from seeing things. So when we talk about air, we talk about giving life to something, right? And so thinking about overthinking some things, giving life to it. That is why it's always important to make sure when you're going through major life changes to keep people around you that you know are not going to take advantage of you. At least, to some degree, they're not going to take advantage of you. They just call and check on you, make sure you're okay. After maybe a loss of a job or loss of a friendship or loss of a loved one or something, because that's when people start playing games, unfortunately. Like it's a game of chess. And so you being a very smart sign and a thinker, this is where you can also rely on Mercury. Remember, Mercury is not retrograde. So messages that are coming to you, be very careful about the types of energies that try to gain access to you when you're grieving something, right? Source is saying to you, you're very wise. Now it's time to vet everything coming through. Do not step down off of your throne is what Source is trying to tell you. Don't step down off of your throne. Keep the I cannot reiterate this. Keep the energies around you, people that you know genuinely love you. Even if you feel like you're by yourself and you have a soul tribe, people who genuinely love you. This is not the time to be jumping into anything new with anybody, but just keep the good energies around you. People who are on your frequency. Here we have the Eight of Cups, because right now somebody's heart is a little fuzzy. And I'm talking about even with agape love, who genuinely loves you without wanting something. So take your time. God is going to make sure that your angels are showing up and showing out. There may be some people who are, giving you kind words and compliments and things like that, or helping you to some degree, and they don't want anything from you. They're just kind of sort of they're just being obedient to Source. But you also got to be careful of the other people too. So they can show up in any physical body. So Source is saying protect your energy by staying in your light. Meaning if you know what your purpose is, that's where everything is going to be exposed in your purpose. Here we have the Ace of Swords. I do see somebody having a breakthrough, because somebody's like, okay, when I get back to my purpose here in life, that's when I start to see things. That's when things start making sense to me. I may not understand why a job ended, a friendship ended, certain family members or relatives talk about me behind my back. I may not even understand why some people died. I may not understand all of that, but in the light, in your purpose that you're working for Source, we're not talking about religion. We're talking about the gift and talents that you have here on earth that you're using to serve mankind. That's where the answers come from. So here are the questions for you so that you try not to get yourself overwhelmed, or try not to be overwhelmed, Geminis. So we're coming up on this last quarter moon. We have a last quarter moon in Pisces. Pisces is a very sensitive sign, both physically and mentally. We're not talking about a person that's a Pisces. We're talking about Pisces is the energy of one of psychic. They literally feel everything, right? And so Pisces energy brings waves of emotions and feelings that you often can't even really articulate. Case in point, with all of this sword energy out here, you may not even be able to wrap your head around the loss of a job, especially if you feel like, okay, I lost my job and I got kids to take care of and I don't even know what the heck happened. So trying to wrap your head around it, Source is saying, okay, that's why it's important to keep people, at least if you do, you have people around you they're pouring into you. They're pouring good energy into you, and not a bunch of drama around you that's going to further exhaust you and cause you to go into overdrive thinking, right? So there's something from your past, some energies from your past that have you heavily on their mind, Gemini. But all I can tell you right now is that if you weren't overthinking some other stuff, you didn't have a whole lot of stuff going on in your mind right now, you would have said, heck no, I would never let that energy back in my life. You're going to have to keep that same energy when you feel like you're by yourself, because this is a perfect time for energies to resurface, because this is what you're moving towards. This is the wealthiest card in the deck. And so there's a lot of ancestors around you that going to make sure that you get to the wealth that was already predestined. You got it out of the mud. Here's the Ace of Pentacles. Nobody gave anything to you. You earned everything. And so you gotta, this is when we talk about the celebration of life. When God starts clearing out people, in your life. When God starts removing you from jobs because you were trying to go along with the flow of the job. God says, nope, I got the perfect job for you. It's gonna pay you triple, quadruple what this job won't pay you. These people on this job won't be, they're not being obedient to source. So they're going to have to deal with their disobedience towards source. I got something better for you. So source, may allow something to happen where you have no choice but to go after your purpose. Same thing with friendships. When you're on the cusp of an enormous amount of wealth, God starts cleaning house. God will allow stuff to, let people say certain things to you, hurtful. If you keep on going back, God is like, I'm going to have to create another situation, then another one, because I'm trying to make you wealthy, and it was never meant for them to be a part of that, right? And so because somebody's heart is so big, I'm looking at the cards here, it's because somebody's heart is, your intentions are, your heart is really, really big. It looks like somebody has a really good heart, but it's out of alignment, right? That could have happened very early on. So here we have the Emperor card, the King of Wands, the Two of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, and also the Nine of Wands. So the Emperor card, source is saying, this is the time where you want to step into sort of that Emperor role, like put all your energy towards your purpose and let God expose everything around you, every energy around you. Here we have the King of Ideas. This is King of Wands. So somebody has great ideas. You got to get as far away from people who are draining you, even the thought of people who drained you in the past, because here we have the Nine of Wands. So somebody's definitely on the other side of a long and arduous journey of just learning about self. If you have a soulmate in your life and you know that person is your person, hey, stick close to them, because they're pouring fresh water on these wounds. They're there to help you in any way, shape, form, or fashion. You do not need any people resurfacing from the past trying to get a piece of whatever is going on in your life. Because again, I'm seeing some kind of an approval for increase coming across your path, and somebody from your past will only bring a bunch of chaos and confusion. So here are the questions, Gemini. Here are the questions. The first question is, could you keep opening up and breaking through the walls of protection and defense to heal your deepest wounds with love? Second question is, could you immerse yourself in gentleness and compassion in order to receive and channel true love? Third question is, could you become more connected to the universal unconditional love? The fourth question is, can you create healthy boundaries so that you don't take on others' energy? And then last but not least, do you clean and replenish your energy daily? Right? So cleaning and replenishing your energy daily means constantly listening to sacral chakra music, or just chakra cleansing music on a regular basis. Here we have the King of Hearts, the Five of Hearts, the Two of Clubs. We have the Seven of Diamonds, the Ace of Diamonds, and also the Five of Diamonds. So it looks like somebody is definitely on the cusp of opening up their vault. And a vault represents anything that makes your life just like, wow, my life is just amazing. So you got a lot of, okay, let me tell you something. The reason why somebody feels like they're by themselves is because God has been trying to tell you that there's some snakes around you, Gemini. And remember, and this is where you got to really extend yourselves grace, Gemini, because you all are mutable signs, just like Pisces, just like Virgo, just like Sagittarius. And your default is to go with the flow. But Source has been trying to tell you it's already been predestined for you to be very wealthy. And so when you have people around you who, I won't say that they're intentionally trying to distract you. Sure, you got people who will intentionally try to distract you. But God is trying to put you in spaces that's going to make you very wealthy, like putting you in spaces where other wealthy people. Whatever your purpose is in life, Source is saying to you, it's harvest time for you. And so your ancestors had to go to the next side. They had to go to the other realm to make sure that nothing would happen to you. So while you may be grieving the loss of loved ones, or you may be grieving friends that's no longer in your life, or grieving a job that may have fired you or let you go or whatever, Source is saying, I'm about to bring you into an enormous amount of wealth. So it's one day all of this is going to make sense to somebody. One day it's going to make perfect sense to somebody. So here we have the Ace of Diamonds. And so again, Source is saying to you, is two energies in particular in your life where Source is saying they're going to make sure that you are super wealthy. Two energies in particular. Here we have the King of Hearts, we have the Five of Hearts, and so this is where not only are you Queen of Cups, but also the King of Cups, which is a person who is very wise. When you get emotionally drained, I need to be near water. I need to drink more water. I need to, do juice fast. I need to maybe go on a cruise or go to a beach where there's a large body of water. I need to be near water because all of this thinking is evaporating somebody's emotions. And what that could look like, because you're a divine masculine sign, which, and of course, divine masculine just means that you're action oriented, means that your energy is directed outward, versus divine feminine energy, which is cyclic, right? So source is saying to you, because you're ruled by the communication planet, if you feel like you're short on emotion, you may say something hurtful to somebody who didn't deserve it. And so source is saying, when you get that short on water, which is your emotions, your mood and that kind of thing, source is saying really make sure you say, okay, I need to distance myself from everybody, and I need to, or just with all of this hurt right here, make sure you got constant water going, meaning take your spiritual showers, your spiritual baths, Gemini. This is drinking more water, like I said, juice fast, water watsu, being around people who are complementary to your energy, people who are, spreading love and spreading joy, not people who are hurtful, to you. And so here we have the Five of Hearts. And so somebody is definitely lamenting over something, and so leaning on a soulmate, if you have one, is going to be the perfect time for you. And then we also have the Two of Clubs. Excuse me. So sources say there's a whole world out there in front of you, and you can always create altars. I don't know who believes in creating altars or what, but you can always create altars to loved ones who have transitioned, if that's what you want to do. Something in memory of them, that's just keeping them, letting them know that wherever you go, they're always welcome to come. They can enter your dreams if that's what you want. And so source is saying to you, everything is going to be okay, but somebody kept trying to get along with energies that didn't have your best interest at heart. So that's some of the reasons sometimes why our loved ones say, okay, we need to go to the other side to make sure this one is taken care of. But your hard work is paying off. Somebody has been working really hard on something, and that's where the wealth is going to come from. Your hard work, your spiritual, your mental, your physical hard work is paying off, is what source is trying to tell somebody. So kudos and congratulations to you for that, but do some kind of a health checkup, mental and physical health checkup, because with this many swords here and this much water here, there's been a lot of manipulation in your life, and there's just like a lot of trying to sift through a lot of things. But there's going to be a lot of changes, happening. So divine love, yep. When you offer everything to the divine with detachment, you begin a love affair with spirit. You begin a love affair with spirit. And it's really okay to invite your loved ones back into your space. They'll come to you in a dream. Sometimes you'll smell something that reminds you of them. Sometimes, you'll see lights flicker on and off. Sometimes you'll feel like, there's presence in your room watching over you and tucking you in at night. It's a lot of things that, but be gentle with yourselves. 25, I am intelligent. You have a great ability to take in and process information on both conscious and subconscious levels. Your curiosity is endless, and your desire to dive deep into a variety of subjects will bring you an immense awareness of the world. 25 reduces to 7. 7 is that like lightning bolt information that God is trying to get to somebody. And like I said before, whatever you feel like you've lost on one side is a gain on the other. So if you feel like, okay, well, I lost this job I was stressed out about, I was overworked and underpaid and underappreciated, God may say, okay, I need to release you from that, because I'm going to give you something better. I'm going to give you something better. So here we have affirmations for growth. Remember, this full moon is in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, the growth and opportunity planet. So affirmations for growth. I am a work in progress. I release old habits and create new trails. Each day I am getting better. I am in charge of the direction of my life. I am not defined by my past. I grow through my struggles. Roadblocks create opportunity, because they do. That is what I have for you, Geminis. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you all on Motivational Monday. Bye.